Hey everyone, this is Dan Annis with MD3 Week 4. Um, just going to go through my app again and then go through the questions and go from there. So first off, let's just show my app and let me run it. Get back on here. Should run here in a second. So what the app's doing right now is it is loading, and it's loading a HTML splash screen, which is there, and then after 5 seconds it switches over to the HTML input box. So I guess I could have implemented a little bit more here, but what this basically does is when I enter a zip code into the, what's it doing? Where did it go? When I enter a zip code, the connection on the cord is a little loose, so that's where it went. So what I'm doing is I'm entering the zip code. When I hit check weather, what that actually does is it will send that 45103 to my existing weather pool app. So that 45103 actually carries over into the new app, and then I can pull, whatever I want, any data off of that zip code. If I hit back, it should go back to the web view. So pretty neat. I still think for some reason I keep thinking my mouse is going to do something. I could put a different zip code in here, check whether it will put that intent in there, pass it over, and pull the weather. So that's pretty much it. Looking at the questions, probably the same. I'm still looking at week 2. But did I have any problems with the app? I guess I did. Trying to figure out how to make the JavaScript work with the Android code was pretty hard to figure out. I did a lot of researching on the web, trying to figure out how others do it, and eventually I came to the conclusion of some sort on how to at least grab the data that's put in that input box and submitting that information and passing it through the intent. So yeah, what did you do for your hybrid project? Basically I just showed it, but just taking 2 web views. One was a splash screen, one was actually data input and a button, and passing that data into the weather app. So it's just passing the text to the edit box for the API to pull the information. What would you done differently if you could? I probably wouldn't have had it launch the weather pool app and maybe just have the whole app together. I wasn't sure if that's okay or not, but that's kind of how I managed to get the deed done. List a few things that could use more clarification. I think with this, there wasn't a lot of how-to or a lot of code. There was there was the activities that we could look at, but there wasn't anything to actually show us what we were looking for or how we were actually supposed to accomplish some of these things. So that made it a little bit difficult, a lot of researching. Do you think hybrid applications have a place in mobile development? Well, I actually like it. Thinking more design side of things as I am, I think this definitely has a lot more power in design, especially if you're making like a responsive website, and that can definitely benefit you when you're trying to deal with XMLs, which are a pain in the butt in my opinion. So building a website and using that as the front, and then just having the Android code do what you need it to do in the background is definitely a benefit. So pretty cool. The only thing that I would say was a big problem in here was basically this, and this is the main piece of this. This up here is just beginning to load the website or the HTML into the app, but this was the big thing, trying to get the JavaScript, which is this actual function, taking that zip code that we enter and passing it into or holding it, I guess, the zip code, and passing it into the app that is available. So that was the trickiest part, but overcame it, and pretty happy with how it turned out. So this video is shorter, so that's good. And hope you guys all did well, and see you next class.